She haven't spoken with them for 10 years. And then she's coming back to just carry them like that. It's crazy.
When you abandon a child, not 3 children for 10 years without any communication.
That moment you woke up and left them
without
with
any
that was when you signed off, you know, your rights over them.
Emotionally, you were not there. Physically, you were not there. Like, they don't know you as a mom. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of us dropping shocking stories for you guys and wanting to hear your opinion and our opinion at the same time. So this particular one, I'm taking her on a long ride, and this is a story that usually flips the other way around, but let me read it so that you guys would. 10 years ago, my wife told me she was traveling to Abuja to visit her sister. That was the last time I saw her. We didn't fight. There was no argument, no warning. She just vanished. She left behind 3 children, the youngest barely a year and 6 months old. I waited days, then weeks, hoping to hear something, a message, a reason, anything. Then I found out from one of her colleagues that she didn't just leave the city, she left the country. Her parents knew, her siblings knew, they all kept quiet. She abandoned her home, her marriage, and her own children without a single word. That day, I became both father and mother overnight. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy. I bathed them, fed them, paid their school fees, stayed up through the night when they were sick, cried silently when the weight became too much. I carried the burden alone, not because I was strong, but because I had no choice. I know some people like to throw away the phrase gender roles, but tell me, what role does a father play when he has to do it all? What role does pain play when there is no one to share it with? Fast forward to April this year, she came back. Not to apologize, not to explain, not to even reconnect. She came to take the children. She said she wants to move them abroad, just like that. I said no. Now I'm being called wicked, selfish. They say I'm standing in the way of my children's future. But tell me, where was she when I was scraping together money to buy baby formula? Where was she when they cried themselves to sleep asking for their mother? Where was she when I sat in the hospital rooms alone, praying for fevers to break? Now she wants to show up and pretend the last 10 years didn't happen. Even the children don't want to see her, but she doesn't care. She's shown up with threats, sent talks to intimidate me, all because she wants her children. She says they are mine too. But what does that even mean when you walked away from them for a decade? I've raised them with love, with sacrifice, and with consistency. Today we are doing okay. I'm financially stable. They're in good schools. They are happy. And most importantly, they feel safe. And now I'm the villain because I said no. So I'm asking, am I truly wicked for protecting my kids? Does a mother who disappeared for 10 years still have the right to uproot them from the only parents they have ever known?
The world is turning around. I mean, this is not typically the kind of story we hear about women. It's usually like the men.
That's what I'm telling that it's always the other way around.
Exactly.
So I'm very surprised.
It's usually the men living without like notice or without any proper plans on how the children will be taken care of. But this one is a bit shocking. She haven't spoken with them for 10 years. And then she's coming back to just carry them like that. This is what I talk about when I say that sometimes people are seeing children as an investment, as a property. Because tell me how you're not invested in your child emotionally and then for 10 years and then you're coming back to pick them and send them abroad. And by the way, what is this thing that people always think that going abroad is
the only solution and salvation? Exactly. That's the one
that life is better abroad.
Exactly. That's the I wanted to point out. Thank you for pointing
exactly out. Because you haven't been with your children for 10 years. Why are you not making plans on sending them to better schools in Nigeria?
Exactly. Because like, you think you mentioned abroad, I should fly and jump on because it's abroad.
So many children abroad are so like emotionally unstable. Because of the lack of attention from their parents, you know.
So like you just uproot them. Like, do you even know how to take care of them?
Do you even know who they are? Because you've been away for 10 years. So why are you coming to
uproot them just
to carry
like
your properties and go back? I feel like she's thinking about her own selfish reasons, because now these children are grown. Like the husband has nurtured
them,
these children, and you're coming to reap what you didn't sow. I'm saying all these things if this is all there is to the story, because sometimes when you start like going deeper, you see like so many layers to a story.
I still say it's like 10 years without communication with your own kids. I don't have a
It's
when
crazy.
You abandon a child, not 3 children for 10 years without any communication,
And now you're not even thinking about, okay, like you're not thinking about the effect of separating them from their
Father, the
who
only
have
parent they've
been
also
with
exactly for 10 years.
You're not even coming to apologize, to give
explain,
whatever
exactly,
reason.
like to
No reason
explain
is
yourself,
valid,
nothing.
but at least start with a reason that, okay, let's say that you have a reason, but you don't even have a reason. You're not pleading your case. You're just coming to collect them. They came out from your womb, you know, but it's all like two of you made the babies. Like you and your husband
Made
produced
exactly.
the babies.
You're
So
not the only
it's not your
parent.
child alone. That moment you woke up and left them
without
with
any
your children, that was when you signed off, you know, your rights over them. And 10 years later, it's not even like 1 month later, it's not even like 2 months later, 10 years later, those children are different people. They're not the people, like they're not the same children you gave birth to.
Exactly.
So you don't have any rights just like that over them.
Yeah, like you coming to just uproot them without their father's opinion, like you just come, give me my children.
Yeah.
After 10 years, like the audacity, like I get it that you bettered them, but running away or escaping or whatever it is that you were going through, and the last 10 years you didn't ask of these children, you didn't send any support, nothing at all, and then you woke up one morning, came back to Nigeria as per savior that have been abroad, and you think because you are going to take them abroad, their life is automatically going to be better. What makes you think that their life is not better here?
If you really care about your children, if she really cares about her children, go back to your abroad. Be sending money to your husband to take care of the children.
When they are 18 and they can make choices, they can
come over if they want to live with you.
Exactly. But just you, that's that question that, because I wanted to ask, what really makes you think that them being abroad is a better option for them than them being in Nigeria? So because you've lived abroad, I don't know where the abroad is, be it US, Canada, Germany, wherever it is. What makes you think that when you pick those 3 children, you would know how to take care of them because you've been absent for 10 years, so they are entirely different people? What makes you think that you people will not collide or whatever it is, and you might get there and even be tired, and you might not know how to handle the 3 of them? Exactly, because I'm sure that you being abroad, you're probably going to
for
be the
10 years and you didn't reach out, you didn't call, you didn't connect.
Exactly, and I'm sure that if she's taking them, means she's going to be footing the bill. And for you to foot the bill abroad, I am so sure that you're going to be very busy. As you're going to be the only parent there with them, being very busy,
she will rush out her frustration on them.
You're not going to pay attention to those people.
Yeah.
And in Nigeria, I'm so sure that it might probably be easier for the man to get help than you abroad getting help. They are 2 different things.
If you care about the children, send them to the best schools in Nigeria. There are so many amazing schools in Nigeria. Life in Nigeria is amazing. Exactly. So you coming to like take the children away from all they've known is not even like helping matters. And if she takes the children abroad, it's the same thing as, you know, the children going abroad to live with an auntie, a distant auntie. But the difference is now that they have resentment towards
you, because where were you 10 years ago? Like, why did you leave us? Why didn't you reach out to know how your children are doing? Because imagine, let's say, the man, those children, 3 of them died. You won't 100% blame the man because probably he didn't know what to, like, how to take care of them alone. We're 2 of us, we're handling like a shift. We're handling this, and all of a sudden I'm left alone with these children. Do you get? And you know the way Nigerian system is, probably maybe the man has been the one going out to fend for the money while the woman is at home. But he said that they were doing it all together, and all of a sudden there was no word, and she was gone.
I don't know what, like
the emotional distress, the torture, the pain,
the way she left. Let's say that they were in the marriage and the guy was abusing her. Right, but a guy who would take responsibility of his children like this doesn't even sound like he would be an abusive person.
But let's even say that he's abusive.
But let's even say that he was abusive towards her. Most people will leave. Okay, even if you want to save your life first, you leave and then plan on how to take your children.
And then you can now explain and say, okay, I'm leaving. I want joint custody. How are we going to do this? If you say, okay, you don't want to be there. Let's say you want to go and make all the money. The 10 years that you were there, you shall have been, because since you know that your children will be taken care of, because for you to have left them means that you trusted that this man would take care of these children, right? Then all you can do, provide financial support. Once in a while, talk to these children so you can even get to know your children. But blatantly living for 10 good years of their lives means that if they had 3 children, probably they have a teenager already. That's what it means. So a lot of their formation years has been done. So you cannot just wake up one morning because probably you've made money, you not think, because as and that problem, a lot of people think that everything starts and ends with money, but that is not true. A lot of people think that everything starts and ends with money, because for her to have the audacity to come and say, I want to take them abroad, is because she has probably made some money and she thinks that, oh, money is going to solve everything. No, money is not going to solve everything, because emotionally you were not there. Physically you were not there. Like, they don't know you as a mom. So them knowing you as a mom is going to be them grown up as people that have sense and they can understand something. So you even need to take time to get to learn them. So do you want to uproot their life and start learning them there without the father, without the parents that they know?
Like, the first thing she should even be doing, like when she went back, is to first of all ask for forgiveness. Whether the guy forgives her or not, I won't even judge the guy's action, because what she did is actually grave, you know. And then, like, after she gets if the guy forgives her, the next thing would be on how to earn back her children's trust.
Yeah.
You know,
and then even talk about joint custody. How are they going to do? When you got to come, you want to carry my children and go abroad. Let's hear what people said, right? I don't think a parent, whether male or female, has the right to come back after abandoning their children and expect everyone to forgive them, act like nothing happened. Also, I don't think this story is complete. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
1, did he ever tell her he was leaving or relocating and she should stay here with the kids? Did he ever abuse her physically, verbally, or emotionally? Did she tell him she wanted to further her education, career, and relocate, and he said no? If nothing happened, then it's shocking, because it's very rare for a mother to abandon/hate her kids, except it's postpartum depression or something grave happened.
Postpartum depression cannot happen for 10 years. But at the same time, you know, like some of the questions that this person asked are some of the things I asked already. There's also a possibility that while she was abroad, she could have made some attempts to like connect with the children, but maybe the husband refused, you know. So there's also that. But we are reacting based on the side of the story that we've heard. But there could be other parts to it.
So then someone now said, I was reading this post, and before I even got to the comments, I already knew what some women would say, that men do this all the time, and now it is a woman's turn. Everyone is angry. But let's be honest, this man is not responsible for what other men did. He shouldn't have to take the fall, the blame, or the consequences for the actions of others who abandoned their children and later returned. Let's be fair and sympathetic to this man. He stayed for the 10 years. He raised the children. He was present. He's the real victim here. She should remain a ghost. Okay, so then someone now said, guys, when did we lose our empathy? This man is clearly giving us a story of how he had been in a dark place, and most people are commenting, but men do this now. Is it gender war? If we can't be empathetic, scroll and pass.
No, people shouldn't be saying that.
Okay, and that person said, if anyone dares to call me a pick-me, Holy Ghost fire. Now let's talk facts. A real mother would never leave her children, not even for a day, without feeling depressed or guilty. That kind of behavior is completely unacceptable from any true mother. And again, sir, let's be honest. What exactly did you do to her that made her disappear and her travel out without even giving a notice? Because no woman just abandons her children like that. What did you really do? Omo, my dear, someone said the story is not complete. A woman doesn't just disappear, leaving her kids behind and show up 10 years later. But I think it's possible, because I've also read a story where a woman left all her children abroad. I think we've discussed it.
Yes, the one that left the children with the husband.
But that was because the man said he wanted to divorce her.
But at the same time, you know, it was the man that wrote in the story. Yeah. So like until you hear the other side of the story, you might not really like know the side of the woman.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, like, if you ask me, let's say, okay, I was abusing the woman and all and everything, I would take the blame for that. But you abandoning me with the children for 10 years, I'm not going to up and release those children to you. Yeah. First of all, we start with visiting, and I will have to be present in the visit. So, because according to him, the children don't want to see the woman. Right?
According to what he wrote.
Yeah, according to what he wrote, that the children doesn't want to see. Let's assume that is true, which could possibly be true, because if you were my mom and you left us for 10 years and you never communicated, I probably might not want to have anything to do with you. Yeah. But let's just say I'm the adult here. I would now be like, let's hear your mother out. You're going to do a family visit. I will pick the location. I will be present, and I will be there, and I will watch you talk to your kids. First of all, you get familiar with the children. That because you mentioned abroad does not mean I will have to worship you, because I probably might be able to fend for my children to go abroad when they are grown enough. Because as a man, or as whoever it is, I would want my children to, first of all, their formative years be done here before they go abroad, right? Then when we now start with the visitation, if I feel comfortable then we cannot think about co-parenting, but you're not taking my children out of my sight because I have gone and nurtured them when they are probably 18 and can make certain decisions.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, that they want to live abroad. Then I can fully hand over the ones that are 18 and above, and they can choose to go abroad and do their university or do their masters there.
Yeah.
But you coming to threaten me, sending thugs and all, what I will just do is move those children and myself to a place you will not find us again. Because you were a ghost for 10 years, remain a ghost.
Yeah.
And then I will escape and you won't see us.
Yeah. But let me play the devil's advocate a little bit, right?
Okay.
I've said my sense on if this story was all there is, right?
Okay.
Let me get into the mind of the woman and try to think of what could have made her to do all the things that she's done.
Let's do it.
Now, there's a possibility that she was being abused, right? Now, because the way she escaped, you know, she just escaped without informing anybody. Her family were aware. Mind you, like the people said in the comment section already, it is very hard for a woman to just leave her children like that. And you could tell that the last one was still like very young.
Yeah, 1 year, 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. Even when you as a woman decides to like leave your children because the abuse is too much or for whatever reason,
Okay.
you still have your family who would still like nudge you to not do it, you know, nudge you to go back and take your children or like go and manage the marriage or whatever.
Okay.
But all of this happened and she was making the plans with her family, which means that there is a strong reason
For the family to
have supported her to just live with her life first.
Okay.
Now, there's also a possibility that when she moved abroad, what you said already, maybe like the guy is opposing her, furthering her education, or like maybe she's not free in the marriage, right? And then she escapes abroad, on to say to save herself first.
Yeah.
I feel like she most likely would have made some effort to reach out to the children. Now, there's a possibility that the guy was blocking that connection.
So he said she never made any contact. All of a sudden, 10 years, you reappear. So that's
she never made any like they didn't have any contact with. Okay.
Do you get, like, she never, so that's what she's saying, like, no help, nothing whatsoever.
Assuming the story
is true, like, there was no connection whatsoever. So, like, 10 years, you were a ghost.
But let's assume that she was making in some effort to, like, reach out, but this guy was opposing it. Because I've also heard so many stories.
So opposing, that's what I'm saying. So, if he's opposing it, it does not really make sense to me that you say he's opposing it and then he's not saying 10 years later she wants to come and take it.
Yeah, so like it could be that she has like empowered herself financially enough and she now feel like she's ready to fight for her children.
Okay, that's what I'm saying now. So now you fighting for the children. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Okay, no problem. Let's assume that all these things you said were what happened. You don't all that I'm telling you that you have no right to come and uproot just the three of them.
Just like
no,
that.
That's what I'm telling you. So even if let's say I was killing you and you were almost dying, what you could have just said, hey, let's go to court and do joint custody since I'm no longer married to you.
But you know the truth is that going to court like takes a lot of resources, right? So she might not be financially buoyant at that time.
No problem.
And
that's
if the guy, you know, like,
I'm even saying now.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, that let's assume
she
that
approach it legally,
she approach it legally now. Like you
true.
sending thugs does not make sense to me now.
True. But it could also be that the guy is influential and maybe like has some upper hand that
then
he could manipulate the system.
And then you go legally now.
Like that he could manipulate the legal system. People manipulate the system.
No, Choma, like no. See, that's what I'm
trying to think of all the possibilities.
Thinking of all the possibilities.
Yeah.
I am not. You cannot just wake up one morning and tell me you want to carry the 3 children.
Yeah.
That I have been with.
It's not like it shouldn't be like that.
I would not let it happen. If the roles were reversed, or let's even say that it was the man that ran away, I would not let it happen. What I would just do, you have to come correct.
Because some guys also like take the children just to punish the woman. You know that
people do that. People do that with children. Most times people use children as pawns.
Yeah.
Do you get? So let me know.
But let's go back to the story, like to the story that we are reacting to. At least the one we know. I feel like the woman should first of all like be accountable for what she's been up to, like the 10 years. Like ask for forgiveness, try to earn the trust of her children back again, before even thinking of
uprooting them and just moving them off. Like that. You know how
it sounds like she's not even bothered about the resentment. Like, you know, there are some parents that feel entitled, like I'm your mother.
Exactly.
So maybe she could be that kind of parent as well.
Exactly. So we're just reacting based off of the story
we've read. Yeah.
Exactly. So because if the story comes back and the woman, like how she tried to play the devil's advocate, I still feel like if I'm the man, you will start with visitation, a place of my choosing, and I will be there to watch you interact with the kids. Because 10 years, I don't know you. So I don't even know who I'm giving these children to, because the woman you were 10 years ago is not the same person. So I need to be sure that I can trust my kids.
And for someone who is already sending thugs, it's not going well for her.
Do you get? It's not going well for her. So I have to know and make sure that the values you currently have and the values that have been instilled in our children is something that
in alignment.
Exactly. So you cannot just appear somewhere and tell me, give me these children, I'm taking them abroad. Where abroad are you going to? What kind of schools are they going to go to?
Am I losing? Because if the children travel abroad as well,
I might not have access to them anymore.
Yeah, you can potentially lose access to the children.
Do you get? You can go there, change their documents. Like, a lot of things can happen. Yeah. So, like, my sister, no. Let's fight it legally, because if we go to court legally, the man will win. Because you were not there for 10 years. If we go legally,
and the woman should really think about what is better, what is best for her children. Moving abroad,
it's not always the best case scenario. So, guys, let us know what you think, because if you leave me and Choma,
I swear, like, the situation is so annoying.
It's so annoying, exactly.
The kind of stories we see here, they are really very pathetic.
Thank you so much for watching. Let's know what you guys think in the comments before I get very angry.
Are we being too harsh? Or what do you guys think?
Before I get really angry. Remember, it was just based off of the story
that we read. Yes.
Thank you very much. And thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you in another episode. Bye guys.